It's the CIF State Championship Division II Regional Finals, semifinals, Rufus, and what a game it's going to be down here in La Costa Canyon High School inside of Mavericks Gymnasium. This team has a lot of heart, the Mavericks do.
Oh, they certainly do, and they're a championship program. You know, they've graduated a lot of players who've gone on to D1. It's going to be a huge challenge for the Cardinals tonight, but make no doubt about it that this team will be the toughest team they've played so far in this playoff run.
And the Mavericks have won 3 out of the last 4 Open Division championships to get to the state, and they know how to do it because the culture has been created by their coach.
Oh, it absolutely has. I mean, he's been here for 16 years, Coach David Kasaw, and so he knows the community, knows his players. His players know what to expect when they get here. So they've got a great program where they build for the future year in and year out. Well, in fact, let me amend that. They don't rebuild, they just reload, okay?
There you go. Good analogy. Now, these Cardinals, they're starting a culture of their own. As a matter of fact, we've seen everything from a collapse in the Southern Section Final to a complete shutout in the fourth quarter of the game against Redlands East Valley. That was just unprecedented.
It certainly was, to hold a team scoreless, a championship caliber team such as the Redlands East Valley team. Don't know that will happen tonight, but I think their only objective is to get out of here with a W some way, somehow, because let's face it, tonight will be the end of the road for one of these two teams.
And let's talk about the Lawndale Cardinals, first of all, visiting here in La Costa Canyon High School. And Karen, what about the Cardinals? Shemezi Matu having probably the game of his life, had a double-double, 20 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, Saturday was a great game, I think, for the whole team. And I actually was talking to Coach Brownlee a few minutes ago, and he, for the first time ever, said he was satisfied and happy about the effort that Lawndale put out on Saturday, and we never hear that from him. So that is a great indicator. He says his team is just working business as usual right now. They're not in celebration mode. They are focused, and that it's been like that all week. So we should be in for a good game tonight.
And Rufus, 8 players on this Cardinal team. They're like a cylinder on a fine race car. They're firing on all cylinders.
Well, they certainly are. Starting with the 2 big men, Chemezi and Broderick, and then you go from there. Whether you're talking about DeAndre Snedeker, Delano Beckles, and just on and on down the list. I mean, it never stops in terms of the players they have, and they're going to need all of those guys tonight. And they're going to need all of them firing on all 8 cylinders. As I said, this is going to be a tough matchup because this Costa team is just that good. But I think when it's all said and done, if they play their game and play their way and play some good defense, they've got a chance to sneak out of here with a W.
And to stop those 8 Cardinals, 3 of the Mavericks in particular really fly high for this team.
Yeah, they do, and I was talking to the coach before the game with you guys. The coach told me that they're really looking at the value of every possession. He's trying to tell his guys, we're at a point in the season where we can't throw any possession away, no matter how small it seems. They've also picked up on Lawndale's momentum, which could be a problem. They know that once Lawndale gets going, they're hard to stop, so they're going to be focused in on that a lot too tonight.
All right, the tip-off from the starting lineups coming up next. It's a CIF State Championship presented by Farmers.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
And per CIF rules, they're going to announce the non-starters of the Cardinals and then the Mavericks, and we'll introduce them right along with you. And LCC, as they're known as in these parts. And They are 24-7, 9-2 at home, 8-0. They ran the table in the Avocado West League. And the first man to be introduced is Greg Johnson, a 6'4 senior. Number 10, Jeff Newcomb, a 6'3 junior. And number 3, don't have him on our roster, number 54, Elijah Wooford.
That's why he's being introduced now.
6'5 senior, and he has got at least 5 fouls in that shirt.
If he can catch up with anybody.
Austin McClure. Number 33, Sean Stanek. Number 31, Jack McNulty. He'll come off the bench. And Sean Perry, 6'4 senior. Number 23, Greg Johnson, another senior on this team. Just loaded with seniors.
Yeah.
23 or 22, Trent Sherman. Sean Pryor, a 6'2 senior. Number 11, Drew Need, a 6'3 sophomore. And number 10, Jeff Newcomb. And number 4, Anthony Gallo, the other Mustang that will come off the bench. Not too many coming off the bench for Coach David Cassaw in his 16th year. And now, the Lawndale Cardinals, the number 4 seed, 22-11, 7-3 on the road. And that's number 0, TJ Johnson. Number 25, Evan Kaplan, a 6' senior. Number 1 is Broderick's Buddha Jones, a 6'10", 210-pound senior, headed for San Diego State. Bruce Fitcher is in the building somewhere. He will be tonight. Number 25, Evan Kaplan. Number 4, Shemezi Matu in the middle, going to USC, a 6'10", 195-pound junior, had 10 points, or checked, they had 10 points in the first quarter against REV. And number 21, Matt Hartman, a point guard, a 6-foot junior. Delano Beckles, a 6'2", 160-pound senior.
And Delano draws the responsibility of guarding Tommy McCarthy tonight.
A 6'5 senior, Brady Twombly, and he plays lacrosse. He averages 18 points a game, and as tough as they come, they tell me.
And they didn't have a lacrosse match today that he could be at rather than being here?
Absolutely. And number 32, Travis Fuller, he's headed to Brown, the tallest Maverick at 6'7", 10.2 rebounds a game. Number 25, Chris White, the wing, headed to UTEP, a 6'3 senior. And their point guard, their Mr. Everything, everything runs through him, Tommy McCarthy, on St. Patrick's Day, a 6-foot senior, averaging 21.8 points a game and dishes out 5.2 assists a game on the year, Rufus. So they're going to have to put a cork in his bottle.
Well, they certainly are. I mean, this is going to be, you know, as I sit here and watch it, Lou, this is probably one of the most interesting matchups that you had to watch all season, because you're clearly going to see a team that plays down here. Now, one of the things I noticed is that their playoff run, just as in Northern California, if you look at the bracketing, is not nearly as challenging. I mean, in terms of their open division championship in
Here
the
in
sectionals.
San Diego?
Right. They played 2 games. They won 1, they lost 1. Okay? You know, this Lawndale team had to run the gauntlet and go through 5 games. They've had to play 3 so far, or 2 to get here. This is their 3rd. This is only their 2nd.
And the officials tonight?
The officials tonight are Martin Chavez, Miguel Gutierrez, and John Reed.
And we're underway. The Mavericks get the tip, and we'll see what McCarthy can do with the Mavericks against this tough defense, the speedy, tall defense. And Matu got a hand on that one. Ball is down low, picked up by Kaplan. Kaplan gets it over to Hartman. Hartman now on the run to Fuller, and he puts it up and in. So they run the ball well, Rufus. They've been together for 4 years. A lot of these are 3-year starters, especially McCarthy, as TJ brings it across the line for the Cardinals. Just underway here, high above the corner, the southeast corner in Mavericks Gym. Johnson with it. Now dumps it down low to Jones in the corner. Trying to feel this team out defensively. Beckles with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. They're going to have to do something. Beckles goes down the lane, puts up a runner. Won't go down. Rebound is off. Taken by McCarthy. McCarthy on the run.
McCarthy saw he didn't have numbers in his favor, so he passed it off, and Fuller has 4 quick points here in the opening minute of the contest.
The Cardinals look pretty stiff right now. And now we have a foul underneath. Or is it a foul?
It's not a foul. It was some type of stoppage, and not quite sure what it was, but everything goes as it was, shot clock and all.
Down to Shemezi, takes a baseline jumper. Not as usual getting to the basket aggressively. It goes out of bounds with 6:29 left, and it'll be Cardinal ball. It's tipped out of bounds by Fuller. TJ with it on the inbound pass. TJ on the wing, wants to go down the lane, does. Step back jumper, that won't go down. And nobody in the lane for the rebound for the Cardinals, so Fuller says thank you very much, I'll take it.
Cardinals strike me here in the early going, Lou, as being just a little bit tight. Near steal by Chemezi.
And now it's going to be an over and back across the center line, so it'll be the first turnover of the game. It'll go against the Mavericks.
And I think that was the official Martin Chavez who picked up that call.
Chavez, the taller between he and Gutierrez. Now Jones way out front. Gets it. A 3-point shot made by White, but knocked down underneath the basket is Twombly, and it looks like it might be an offensive foul.
Offensive foul against Buda. They're going to wave off the basket. Buda just bulled his defender, the guy who was guarding him, right out the way. So wipe off the basket. Let's go the other way.
Still 2-0 and 4-0 in favor of the Mavericks. McCarthy brings it up court. Under 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Glad you joined us on City TV. Down underneath to Fuller. Fuller has it back over to McCarthy, and a whistle again. And we're going to go back the other way. So an offensive foul, and it gets turned back over to the Cardinals.
So we see the offensive fouls going both ways. Still trying to get untracked here in the early going.
TJ with it, now gets it over to White. On the White's right side, as Johnson has it, dumps down low from Beckles down to Shemezi with the dunk, and that'll get the Cardinals going. And that's his first bucket of the game. And here's the replay.
As you see on the replay, boy, it's hard to go wrong when you get the ball into the big fella.
Here comes McCarthy down the lane and blocked out of bounds by Matu. And boy, he got his hand up in a hurry.
Got his hand up in a hurry, and what's important, Lou, is that he's playing both ends of the floor, offense and defense.
Well, look at Tommy McCarthy, and he's headed for Harvard. He's got some, looks like he's been working out in the weight room there as the inbound is blocked by Matu. So it's kind of tough when you got two 6'10" kids, so you got to bring in Evan Kaplan, who's 6'5". Bounces it back into Fuller, and that was blocked, but Fuller gets the rebound, blocked again, and it's taken away by TJ.
And Chemezi has his defensive game face on right now, as we see, as he blocked that shot as well.
Now White with it, wheeled around, back to Chris. Takes a 3-point shot, a little bit long, rebound to McCarthy, and it was all white jerseys underneath the basket. Twombly has it, and he's fouled coming down the lane.
So they call that a non-shooting foul, I believe, or actually it looks like Twombly is going the other way. Thought he would have been at least inbounding the ball or either going to the line.
At any rate, it's turned back over to the Cardinals. It's 4-2 in favor of the Mavericks. White drives down the left side, cut off at the pass by Twombly. A 3-point shot put up and in by Delano Beckles.
And boy, if he gets hot, look out.
So the Cardinals take the lead at 5-4 here in the first quarter of the action on the Division II playoffs, state playoffs here at La Costa Canyon High School. Back over to McCarthy against Beckles. Now over to Hartman. And back out to Kaplan. Blows the layup. Twombly with the big rebound. Boy, he's a bull in a china closet. Ball is tipped and stolen. Here comes TJ with the layup and in. 7-4. It's a 7-0 run put up by the Cardinals.
Nice going by TJ on that play.
3:55 left to go in the first quarter, and McCarthy brings it across the line. Delano's on him like Velcro. Now Hartman has it.
And of course, Delano draws the toughest guard on the opposing team, night in and night out.
McCarthy uses the window, and it's 7-6 in favor of the Cardinals. TJ bringing it across. About 3:25 left to go in the first quarter. Matu way out front.
Matu out front. Buddha, though, doing a good job of trying to establish himself down low. That shot looked like it was partially blocked.
Sure was, and now it's taken away, and back come the Mavericks with about 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Fuller got his man up in the air, so he just lays it up and in. And it's 8-7 in favor of the Mavericks, and the seesaw goes Costa's way.
Well, right now, nice close game, Lou, in terms of the two teams are trading baskets, still feeling each other out.
And Matu is feeling out his outside shot, and it's rebounded by Twombly, and back comes McCarthy with the rebound. Here comes Delano, and Delano's being harassing on defense.
Delano playing that good lockdown defense that he's known for and forces the turnover into Chimezi's hands.
And then Beckles gets it back. He slows things down, brings it across the left side. Give and go to Matu. Has to get it back out to White. Wheels it around to TJ from the elbow. Got it.
Nice looking shot by TJ. Stepped into it. I thought he had the shot from three. Decided to take a dribble, get in a little bit closer. Right decision for him as he drains the basket.
Hartman brings it across the line and almost stolen by Beckles. But McCarthy has it going against the trees. Puts up the runner and gets it. He has 4 points. There's where the bulk of your scoring is going to come from Fuller and McCarthy tonight so far, Rufus. It's Twombly yet to wake up on the scorecard. Hopes it stays that way as TJ has it now to White for a three-pointer. Chris White early on. A 2-point lead now for the Cardinals at 12-10 with 1:35 left to go in the first quarter. Glad you joined us on City TV.
And one of the things you see now is the ball out of the hands of McCarthy. Now he has it, but number 21, Hartman, was doing a lot of the ball handling. Going to have a foul called. I believe that's going to go on Chimezi. And when
it's on TJ Johnson.
Okay, well, that's better. I mean, I saw Chimezi way out at the free throw line, 20 feet from the basket, and there certainly is no reason for him to be fouling the guy 20 feet from the basket.
Beckles and Matu out of the ball game, so that means Snedeker is in, and down underneath the Fuller, somebody let him loose. Quincy Pinkard is also in. But Fuller has 8 points, and it's a tie game with 1:10 left to go, 12 all. Matu has it. He goes down the lane, and a blocking foul. Are they going to give him the continuation? Yes, and one.
That foul was against Kaplan. Evan Kaplan picks up the foul for getting in Chimezi's path.
So that's his first. Has the opportunity for the old-fashioned three and gets it. So 5 points for Matu. 1:05 left to go. 12-15 is our score. Fuller brings it across. Snedeker in the ball game along with Quincy Pinkard. A good, quick lineup that can defend the heck out of you. Hartman has it, tries to get around Snedeker, but Matu with another block save to Pinkard. And that's block number 2 for Chimezi. He kept it in bounds that time.
Kept it in bounds, although it nearly went out. So a good play by him. Snedeker, long two doesn't
Now
go, but Chimezi gets the offensive rebound.
And it goes out of bounds, and it will be Cardinal ball with 33 seconds left and a 15-12 lead for the Cardinals.
And 32 on the shot clock, so they can run this all the way down. Let's see how their clock management works here at the end of the first.
Shot clock just a bit behind the game clock by about a second and a half. Now TJ has it, counting down to 15 seconds. Yeah, Matu on that block, he could have blocked it back out onto one of the golf courses surrounding this place, but chose to keep it in bounds.
You don't want that shot to come inside of 5 seconds. It comes with 6.
But Matu
And
with the big
Chimezi hits a
three.
3.
I know you don't like that, Rufus, but with 5 seconds left.
Well, I
Chimezi
love it if
buried
it goes in.
Yeah, that's right. And that gives the Cardinals that should be 18. Was that a 3 or a 2? Because it was 15 to 12.
Right. And I think they need to check that because one of the officials certainly signaled that
That's
it
what
was
I
a
thought.
3.
So the officials there, they're calling it 17 to 12 on the scoreboard.
Well, there's an official scorekeeper, and Lawndale has their own scorekeeper, as does both teams.
Right.
And I would expect that the scorekeeper would bring that to someone's attention. Now they switch it on the board.
Okay. So it's 18 to 12 at the end of the first quarter, Rufus.
Good first quarter for Lawndale offensively and defensively. Offensively, they put 18 points up, which is on their first quarter season average, and they held Costa below their first quarter average on the season of 17 points. They held them to 12. So good first quarter for Lawndale as they'll inbound the ball to start the second quarter.
And leading the way was Chimezi Matu with 8 points, and Chimezi had that 3-pointer. And boy, what a shot that was. As getting ready to inbound the ball is Quincy Pinkard. We're just about ready to get things underway. Also, Delano Beckles and Chris White with 3-pointers as well, as Quincy Pinkard will inbound the ball. Brendan Newman is in the ball game for the first time. Snedeker has it now. Matu still in the ball game for the Cardinals, making a big 3-point play. Also, Jones back in. This is an interesting lineup out there for Chris Brownlee. 7:45 left to go in the first half, and a 3-point shot put up and rolled in by Quincy Pinkard. His first bucket of the game. So now the Cardinals are giving the Mavericks a little bit of their own medicine. McCarthy with it, gets it to Hartman.
And so far, they've kept McCarthy under control. If you ask me, the baskets that Fuller has scored, that's what you don't want to see happen. McCarthy scoring his 3rd basket.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rufus, they stole the ball from him, and then McCarthy stole it back on the bad pass. So now 21 to 14 lead.
Now Chimezi hit a outside jumper. Here's Brandon Newman with the shot. Wow. Now he's going to call DeAndre over the back, and I think that's an angle thing. I think DeAndre went straight up. You're allowed to go straight up from the observation of it. It might look like he was on the back, but I thought it was a pretty good rebound effort.
McCarthy with it, almost had it stolen away by Pinkard, but slows down and peels off. Waiting for the offense to get going here. Man-to-man defense. A nice view from up here. We can actually see how the plays are developing from this angle, and the ball is tipped and stolen away. Another turnover. 6 turnovers for the Mavericks. Let's see if the Cardinals can cash this one in. Down low to Buda Jones, catches and shoots. A little short rebound. Chimezi was just a little bit too far out of his reach and taken by McCarthy. McCarthy wanting to go coast to coast. Can't do it. Newman's all over him like Velcro. 3-point shot won't go down for Twombly, and the rebound by Fuller, and he's fouled. He should get 2 shots at the line. It's on Chimezi. That'll be his first personal. 4th team foul. Going to the line to shoot 2 is Fuller. Clanks the first one off the iron. Travis is a 51% free throw shooter, and we just heard the Cardinals chirp out "want, want, want." The Spirit Squad's here.
Right.
Yep, 50% shooter, and just showed you why. 21 to 15 is our score with 6:10 left to go in the first half. Brandon Newman running things for the Cardinals. Don't think there's been any switches by the Mavericks. A 3-point shot, no one go down. Snedeker with a nice rebound and put back. His first bucket of the game.
Right, and what I don't like right now that Lawndale is doing is that they've fallen in love with the outside shot, which it's nice when you make it, but again, you got so much more strength inside if you utilize your big man.
Fuller with it, gets it back out now to Twombly, and he puts up a wild shot, won't go down. Buda Jones with the rebound. Back they come with 5:27 left to go in the half. 23-15. Matude nicely done. Tight ropes the line, and that's going to be a timeout by the Mavericks and Dave Cassaw with 5:22 left to go in the first half and a 10-point Cardinal lead.
Here's 10-point lead courtesy of a number of contributions by different guys, and the three-point shot has been really big. They've knocked down 4 so far, Lou. Chris White, Delano Beckles, Shamizi Mitu, and Quincy Pinkert have all knocked down threes for the Cardinals.
Well, that's a good weapon to have, but like you said, Rufus, their bread and butter is right below the basket.
And I think right now this La Costa Canyon, LCC, as you say, crowd just a little bit stunned.
And the Cardinal crowd, a lot of them back home, and glad you joined us on City TV's presentation of the CIF State Championships presented by Farmers, the D2 regional semifinals in the South region. Saturday, the winner goes to the Pyramid in Long Beach, and they'll take on either Compton or La Mirada.
Neither of which will be easy for either of these teams.
But I'm told that Compton mirrors Lawndale quite a bit.
And Lawndale played them earlier and only lost by 2.
5:15 left to go in the first half. McCarthy with it against Quincy Pinkert, another lockdown defender. Gets around his man. McCarthy got tripped up by Newman, who gets the ball after Jones had the rebound. Now Pinkert has it. Snedeker. Now a blocking foul that's going to be on Brady Twombly. That will be his first. And I believe the 4th team foul. So it'll be out of bounds for the Cardinals. A new 35-second clock and 4:45 left in the half. Newman with it, gets a Snedeker screen. Now goes baseline with it, but it clanks off the board, and Fuller comes back with it. Gets it to Twombly, his first bucket of the game. And what a big one. It's a slam dunk, Rufus.
And that gets the stampede going for the Mavericks.
Coming down to 4:30 left to go in the half, 25-17. Quincy Pinkert slashes into the lane and lays it up and in, 27-17.
So Quincy has 5 on the night.
Now Fuller has it. Wheeled back around to Twombly, headed for Brown. Actually, no, he's headed for Northern Arizona. He's a lumberjack, and he's okay. Now they're going to call a push on Chris Murray, who's in the ball game. 5th team foul, first personal. And, well, is that the Orange County official way?
No. It has nothing to do with where these guys are from. Come on now, let's.
Yeah, I'm from the OC.
But what's interesting was just the fact that Chris Murray was seeing some early light, as it's called, out here on the floor.
And he's out of the ball game now. Delano Beckles back in. Kaplan hands the ball off to Twombly for 3. In and out. Rebound is tipped and taken by McCarthy. Catches, shoots, no. Rebound to Newman. He gets shoved harder than the other man did, but no call. So Newman gets the rebound.
27-17, 3:50 left in the first half.
Now with it is Beckles. Gets a screen from Matu. Now Newman with it.
Okay.
Gets it over to White. Goes baseline. Saw wide open. No. Matu with the garbage.
Okay.
And puts it back in the can. A dozen points for Shemezi on the rebound and putback, Rufus.
And a commanding 12-point lead at 29-17 for the Cardinals.
Picked up by Twombly. Now over to Kaplan. Fuller with it. Took a stutter step and yet he traveled. Number 7 on the turnover list. And now the Mavericks look a little confused on that one there with Fuller. Usually sure-footed. So DeAndre Snedeker takes a seat, so does Quincy Pinkert. TJ Johnson back in, along with Beckles and Chris White.
So the starting lineup back on the floor for them. But what we've seen Coach Brownlee do that we haven't seen this entire playoff run is that he's got his guys on a shuttle And drawing the foul is Delano Beckles, and he draws that foul on number 1, Tommy McCarthy. And we'll see what they put on the board. They do, as you can see, indicate foul number 2 on McCarthy.
That's right, okay. So that'll be the 5th team foul, and Delano steps up to the line to shoot 2. He was 2 out of 2 on Saturday, now with 3 points.
And what I like is that he's 1 out of 1 today.
Had 6 points and 2 rebounds on Saturday against REV, and 7 points and 2 rebounds against Grant. So you talk about consistency, Rufus. These kids are getting it. 2:55 left to go in the half. 31-17 is our score. McCarthy with it against Beckles. McCarthy, they're going to call a foul on Beckles?
Yeah, he's going to call, man.
Wow.
That was
a phantom foul.
Really tough to accept. I got to tell you, fouls like that, you know. I mean, there was a reach. The contact, if any, was negligible.
Now Fuller had the easy bunny and blew it, and the rebound goes off and picked up. I believe Matu had that rebound.
Now, if you're Lawndale, here's what I think, Lou. Let's watch out folks. I think you got to burn a lot of shot clock at this stage. You know, I mean, you've got a lead. There's very little time left. There's 2.5 minutes left in the first. That means you got 2 or 3 possessions left. Delano with the basket.
Beckles now with another bucket.
Give him
It's
7 on the night.
33-17. 3-point shot put up by Fuller, too long. Rebound is up to Jones. It's going to be
a foul on number 24. That's Brady Twombly, and that's his second.
A 16 foul. So coming into the ball game now, out of the ball game, is Anthony Gallo, and back in is Matt Hartman for the Mavericks. Ball is inbounded. Johnson with it. White to his right. Also back in the ball game for the first time is Jack McNulty for the Mavericks of LCC. White wanted to go down, but he takes a long 2. That's off the mark. Jones trying to get it.
Wow.
And did he get called for over the top? Yep.
Yeah. And see, that was all set up by the outside shot that truly is unnecessary, you know, at this stage. I know that's Chris White's shot, but I think your better option now, and now you've gotten Jones in the foul trouble with 2, so that's the last we'll see of him here with 1:48 left. Lawndale leading by a score of 33-17.
That puts the Mavericks in the 1-1, so McNulty with the first one and goes off the mark, and the rebound goes to Snedeker, who will probably play the rest of the half. So the rebound is put up by Snedeker. That won't go down, and Beckles with it. No, but Fuller comes up with it. So a few chances for the Cardinals. Couldn't get it, but it's still a 33-17 lead with 1:28 left to go in the half.
And again, shooting early in the shot clock as quarters wind down, rather than draining the clock and protecting your lead.
McCarthy with the 3. That's too long. Shemezi with the rebound. He has 3.
So now there's 1:15. Clock's at 30. Let's see when this shot goes up.
The shot clock, that is Shemezi. Skips it over to TJ. Waiting for the rotation to go. Beckles gets it down to Shemezi. Turn around, hook shot. Won't go down, and the rebound is tipped out, but taken by the Mavericks. And coming down with it was Hartman. And he shot it. He thought he was going to get fouled, but no, just hit the bottom of the backboard and goes out of bounds.
So it's going to be Lawndale's ball. Somebody come, take it out. 52 on the game clock, 35 on the shot clock.
TJ in no hurry to bring it across, being guarded by Hartman. Man, strictly, says David Cassaw, the head coach of the Mavericks. TJ trying to do the crossover, but Hartman not going for it. Good defense by Matt. 30 seconds left in the half, 14 on the shot clock for the Cardinals. Beckles has it way outside, goes up, and it's a little off the mark. Rebound, and that DeAndre Snedeker should go for the 1-and-1.
And they give that foul to number 1 as well.
That's his third.
That's his third. But they're showing that it's only the 6th. And I've been noticing that the board was a foul behind you, Lou. The board shows 6, and they're indicating to Lawndale that it's their ball out of bounds.
Okay.
Now,
then
Coach Brownlee thinks it's a 1-and-1 as well, but they've checked the table. And
so I'm just going to go by what my grandfather used to tell me. I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong.
Well, the key is you got to get the officials to agree, boy, and that was a big situation there where Lawndale didn't get to shoot the 1-and-1, but they did get the ball hopefully to hold it for the entire last possession. They're up by 16, so even if they don't get a shot away, what they want to do is make sure that Costa doesn't get another shot attempt.
3 seconds left. Matu buries another 3 from the top of the key. And that ends the half, Rufus. 8 points for Shemezi, 2 of them on 3-pointers. It's not the way you drew it up. But I tell you what, Rufus, they went on an 11-0 run to end the half. This is the last time that the Mavericks scored was just after the timeout at 5:22. And what a run these Cardinals put on. And it's one of those deals where it's 36-17, and you got to wonder how Chris Brownlee is going to go into the locker room and keep his guys focused.
Well, he's going to mention, guys, we're playing another canyon. That's all he needs to say. That's all he'll have to say.
Remember Honda Center.
And that will settle that.
What a performance put on by these Cardinals. And, yeah, remember the Comanches, but it's kind of tough when you're dealing with 18-year-old kids.
Exactly. But, again, if their memory serves them well, and literally it means that if it serves them well, they'll come out in the second half knowing that, hey, there's still 16 minutes of basketball, and they've got to do the same thing that they did before. But so far, the luck of the Irish on St. Patrick's Day 2015 is shining on the Cardinals. One of the things you mentioned, Lou, in the early going, you asked about whether or not Lawndale could duplicate their defensive effort that they had against Redlands East Valley in the fourth quarter when they held them scoreless. Well, they darn near did it again because they held this high-flying La Costa Canyon Mavericks team to just 5 points in that quarter.
And an 11-0 run. We'll be back with the scoring in the third quarter right after this. You're watching City TV's presentation of the CIF State Championships presented by Farmers, the D2 Regional Semifinals.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Welcome, everybody, to the CIF State Championships presented by Farmers. It's the Division II Regional Semifinals. Time is back in. Shemezi Matu with 15 points for the Cardinals and a loose ball foul called underneath. Chris White called for the foul. His first personal, first team foul of the third quarter. And Rufus, in talking to the official scorer here tonight, who has done many a game here at LCC, cannot remember when 5 points were scored by the Mavericks, but he said it doesn't matter because they're a second half team. McCarthy.
And I think he's going to shoot 3 on that one, Lou. He got Delano with the pump fake. Delano went up, called him for the foul, and let's see how many they're going to shoot on that one.
He's going to shoot 3, so says the PA announcer. Misses the first one. For Delano, though, that's his second personal, second team foul. McCarthy with 6 points on the night. Averages almost 22. Now has 7 points. And something like this, Rufus, could jumpstart a team.
It certainly could.
Makes 2 out of 3. Now has 8 points. Cardinals with the ball. So what do you think, Rufus, they have to do to keep the onslaught going? Well, we'll go to that in just a moment. As the ball is stolen, Hartman had it and double dribble, turns it over.
One of the Cardinals going by threw a hand in there, and that threw his dribble off and forces a turnover. So a break for the Cardinals.
And what do they have to do to maintain this lead?
Well, I think one, you got to keep making baskets.
Jones with it, trying to do what you asked, and he can't. And Matt Hartman with the rebound. Hartman has it, hands it off to McCarthy with 1 minute gone here in the third quarter against Delano. Good defense by Beckles. Fuller with a three. Well, that was Evan Kaplan, excuse me, number 25. And look out. The Mavericks are starting to kick up some dust. Beckles with it, wants to go baseline, gets it back out to Jones, and Hartman tipped it away. It still remains Cardinal ball with 21 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
And that's 2 sloppy plays on 2 straight possessions by the Cardinals.
Now John Reed wanted to know what was happening, so now the time is back in. Matu with it, takes a step, spin around, baseline jump shot,
wow,
and got it off the glass. Semezi with an acrobatic bucket for 17. 6:25 left, and TJ with a little full court pressure, and Evan Kaplan with a little help there. Fuller with a 3-point shot and rattles that one home. And they can't keep trading that, as now Fuller has a dozen.
Lawndale lead now at 13 after having led by as much as 19.
The Mavericks have already exceeded their output of the second quarter, and we're just barely 2 minutes into this one. Matu with it, drives and lays it in. Shemezi now with 19 points on the night.
And as long as you can keep the big man rolling to the basket instead of becoming happy with the outside shot, even though he's had a couple of makes, you still want to see him attacking the basket.
Now McCarthy with a give and go. A nice reverse layup on the reverse side, and he has 10 points now.
Well, McCarthy did the only thing he could do, which was go with the reverse layup, and he converted it successfully.
Well, right now Fuller is forcing Matu outside. Either that or Shemezi wants to be outside. It's now and one for TJ. Beautiful move by Tedrick Johnson. Now with 6 points, has a chance at the old-fashioned three.
They give that foul to Hartman.
His first team foul. And TJ gets the old-fashioned three. 7 points on the night, Rufus. And getting everybody else involved, that's also the name of the game. And have some perspiration underneath the Mavericks basket with 5:04 left to go in the third quarter. So it doesn't matter. These Cardinals with a huge lead, the 13-point lead, and it's still nervous time, isn't it?
It's very much nervous time.
So the ball is inbounded. Mavericks have it. McCarthy against Delano. And that was a backcourt violation, but no call. Took him 11 seconds to get the ball across. The ball is tipped away and out of bounds by White. So the ball remains in the hands of the Mavericks with 15 seconds. I believe that's 15 seconds left on the shot clock. McCarthy will inbound it with 4:47 left to go in the third quarter. 43-27. And the ball is turned over to the Cardinals.
Wow. Man, we didn't even see that one.
No, I just saw Reed go point, blow the whistle and point it the other way. So Shemezi with the ball, 43-27 in the third quarter. White with a three-point shot, short. Rebound by Beckles, but he steps on the baseline and turns it over to the Mavericks. By my count, Rufus, that's only 3 turnovers on the Cardinals and 10, and check that, 9 on the Mavericks. But again, that's my stuff, so that's unofficial.
Delano on McCarthy, though, has done a pretty good job so far tonight.
McCarthy gets around Delano and uses the left hand.
And just as I say that, what happens except McCarthy attacks the basket on it, turns the corner, and goes to the hole.
Well, that's the crafty kid going to Harvard. Tommy McCarthy rubbing the Blarney Stone on St. Paddy's Day. Hey, besides that, we have well, we'll talk about it in a minute. 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, 43-29, and a shot by Johnson won't go down. Fuller going for the rebound, but
easy. And here's what's happening. These guys have got to understand, if you're going to take that short jumper, make sure you've got somebody in rebound position. They're shooting with none of their bigs in position to get the rebound.
Quincy Pinkard in the ball game now for Delano Beckles on the Cardinals. 3:55 left to go in the third quarter. So that was the second personal on Shemezi and the first team foul in the quarter. Fuller with it, had the jump shot, but didn't take it. But it is taken and missed by McCarthy, who gets his own rebound, goes baseline against White, can't do it. And Shemezi comes down with that rebound. With 3:25 left, White with an air ball. Now Quincy Pinkard brings it back out to Matu. And White hears it from the student section, called the Stampede, in the opposite corner from us. Now Jones has it. Step back jumper from the baseline is going to be short. The rebound goes to Hartman. A lot of heart by this Maverick team to stay in this ball game, even though they're down 43-29 with 3 left in the third quarter. Twombly for 3. Won't go down. The rebound, though, is taken by Matu, but there were more Maverick shirts down there. Long pass down to Quincy, over to Jones for the slam.
And that's what you need. That's what you need right there. The shots don't go. Good decision by Quincy to give it up. And what I want to see Lawndale do here, more and more, is go inside. Once again, selling. Oh, boy, they're going to.
Silly foul on Quincy Pinkard, reaching around on Tommy McCarthy. That'll be Quincy's first, second team foul. Should have just let him go.
Should have let him go, but at least the foul stopped the shot attempt. It was on the floor.
And a timeout on the floor, 32nd.
Called by Coach Brownlee, I believe.
So maybe Coach Brownlee, yep, you're right, Rufus. So that's the first timeout taken by the Cardinals. So maybe Coach Brownlee trying to get the guys back on the right track, even though they're up 45-29.
Well, they're up 16. They were up 19 at the half. So far, they've done pretty good, even though the scoreboard still holds very much in their favor. But there've been some herky-jerky things that they've done out here that they could be leading by much more. Take away those things. And some of that, as I mentioned, Lou, is simply not going to your strength, your big man, and taking too many outside shots, although it hasn't hurt him so far.
Inbounded to Twombly. Now out to Hartman. Hartman's played some very good minutes. Now just goes down the middle, and it wouldn't go down.
Wow.
But Shemezi's rebound is taken right out of his hands by Kaplan. Throng shot, won't go down, and Snedeker gets fouled. Look out, Twombly.
Exactly.
And Snedeker tangling up, 2 big guys.
And the crowd booing Snedeker, but it was Twombly with the physicality on the play, and that's Twombly's 3rd foul.
And they haven't put it up there yet. And Shemezi with a shot from the foul line won't go down. Rebound is off to McCarthy. And he's almost out-rebounded Shemezi. So down underneath is Fuller. Gets fouled by
Late
Shemezi.
whistle by the official. If you're going to make the call, make the call. You know, now, I don't know whether he's waiting to see if the basket goes. If he goes, then he waves off the whistle. But, you know, whistle just a tad late on that play.
That's Shemezi's third personal, second team foul. And I do believe Fuller made the basket, didn't he?
I didn't think it went.
Okay.
And so far, they haven't changed it. But here's
So
what I
then
do
neither
think.
we.
Coach needs to go ahead and get him out of there now, because you're going to need him down the stretch.
So the basket didn't count. Matu out of the ball game and Chris Murray in. Good to see the track star and football star in there.
And Murray, interesting that he's in this phase of the substitution pattern. We've not seen him making these type of appearances during the course of the season or the playoffs.
Maybe he matches up better with Twombly, who gets the rebound against Snedeker, puts it up, won't go down. Fuller goes over the top.
And they're going to call number 32 with the foul, Fuller.
So I believe that's his second, Rufus, and the second team foul. And Newman brings it across. Pinkard with it. Newman took off before Chris Murray, and that's just not being out there enough, Rufus.
No.
The quarterback throwing it to where the guy was instead of on the cut across the middle. That's a joke, son.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. McCarthy being double teamed by Newman and Pinkard, and McCarthy gets across. That's going to leave somebody open, and that leaves Kaplan
no
open.
basket. Whoa.
Are they going to call goaltending on Twombly?
No. They're going to score the basket, but they're going to call Twombly with the push.
So that basket goes to Kaplan. He has 5 points, makes it 32-45, but the foul goes on Twombly.
That was
on 24. That's Twombly. That's his third. Fifth team foul. Snedeker with it. DeAndre for three. A little long. Nobody there to get the rebound, so it's tipped by Fuller, and he picks it up. Fuller wants to go coast to coast, but has it knocked away by Buddha.
And once again, Lawndale. You've got a minute on the clock. You've got a 13-point lead. What you want to do is milk the clock, shooting way too early as quarters wind down in the shot clock.
And that's going to happen right there. McCarthy with a three. That's 15 for him, Rufus. And now it's a 10-point game. With under a minute left to go in the third quarter, now the Stampeders are starting to howl, starting to move.
22 on the shot clock, 42 on the game clock.
Newman has it, now gets it to Pinkard. Drives the lane, lays it up, and out. Fighting for the ball and taken back as Jones has it, puts it up and misses. Fuller with the rebound. And Fuller being double teamed, and did he get fouled? Might have gotten fouled by Quincy Pinkard right there, Rufus.
Looks like that foul will go against Quincy. Stuck a hand in there, referee caught it.
Hartman getting ready to inbound the ball, coming down towards the end of the half. Should have one more run left in him as they're McCarthy with it against Pinkard. McCarthy coming across. Counting down towards the end of the quarter. Gets it to Fuller. Fuller gets it to McCarthy with 5. Wants to go baseline. Goes over Quincy. Look out. So a nice little run, a 10-2 run put together by the Mavericks to end the quarter.
You know, when I stopped scoring because the action was coming so fast, it was 43-27 with 5:02 left in the third. The quarter, of course, ends 45-37. Just as you said, a 10-2 run. The point was 10-2, and a bushel of turnovers and very few inside looks.
Mavericks outscore the Cardinals 20-9 in the third, so that proves that they are certainly a second half team. And McCarthy is the biggest Maverick, and why not? It's St. Patrick's Day, 11 points in the quarter. Fourth quarter underway. Let's see if the Cardinals can hang on for 7 minutes and 50 seconds as Matu kicks the ball out of bounds. Let's check the lug nuts on the wheels, Rufus, to see if they're still attached to the wagon. McCarthy has it. Now over to Twombly. You can't let him get going. Already McCarthy and Fuller are going. McCarthy being very patient. 7:30 left, and he goes up for the layup, but it's blocked away by Matu. And 2 shots put up by Hartman. Won't go down. Matu with the rebound, and he got hit in the solar plexus, and back he comes. Now a travel on Shemezi, and again, he's way outside, Rufus, where he shouldn't be.
Way outside, wanting to start his move on a drive to the basket. I think Coach Brownlee's got a pocket full of timeouts. You know, again, they've lost 2 possessions already here in the quarter.
And Fuller, was that goaltending? It sure looked like it to me. Yep. Fuller gets the basket, Rufus, and he has
So now it's a 6-point ball game, and Coach, you need a timeout, okay?
And Jones is on the bench. Matu with it, way out front against Fuller. And nobody underneath the basket for the Cardinals. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now Matu is down there. White with it, gets it over to Newman. Coming down to 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And down underneath to Newman, he's down there, gets everybody up in the air. No foul, knocked away, stolen away by Fuller.
Took way too long to make a decision to attack the basket, and now they've got a chance to come within 4, if not 3.
Fuller wants to make it 3. Doesn't. Rebound comes down into Snedeker's hands. 6:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. 45-39 is our score. Newman dribbling the ball. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Spins down the lane. Hartman now over to Matu. He's in 3-point land. He wants to go baseline against Fuller. Takes the shot. Won't go down. Rebound is off. He's trying to do everything, and Twombly with the rebound. Gives it to Fuller. No. Rebound is off to Newman. Back comes Brandon. Brandon going all the way. Lays it up and in. First bucket of the quarter goes to Newman for the Cardinals, 47-39. 5:40 left to go. McCarthy comes across the line, being bugged by Delano. Goes down the lane and puts it up. No, rebound is off, taken by DeAndre. He has 4 rebounds. Matu coming up the floor slowly. It's a hot night in here in La Costa.
And they've got to see that their big man isn't even across half court before they even think about putting the ball up. Whoa.
Beckles wanted to go around the screen. Gives it to Snedeker.
Once
and
again,
that shot.
The only guy in rebound position is Chris White. Me too, out about 12 feet from the basket.
And a timeout, a full timeout taken by David Cassaw, the head coach of these Canyon Mavericks. That's his 3rd timeout. They're looking for their 25th win on the season and another trip to another championship game. Winner of this one goes to the Long Beach Pyramid on Saturday to take on either La Mirada or Compton. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 47-39.
And it'll be interesting, Lou, as to how Lawndale plays, for instance, the next minute or so. I think that's what's critical. Right now, they're nursing this 8-point lead, boy, but they gave up a huge halftime lead by the end of the third when it came down to a 45-37 lead, an 8-point lead. So they're still holding for it. But here's the point. You know, they're not playing any type of cohesive basketball right now. Simple as that.
Got to agree with you there, Rufus. Looks like they're a little bored.
They're playing to hold on.
You're right. They're playing not to lose right now. And that's not good for this team. 5:02 left to go. Fourth quarter, 47-39. Cardinals with the lead over the Mavericks. We're at La Costa Canyon High School. CIF State Championship presented by Farmers. The Division II Regional Semifinals. The three-point put up too long by Twombly. And the rebound comes off to Beckles, but we have an injured player. And TJ is in pain.
Okay, Coach Brownlee decides to come off the bench. And if he comes off the bench, what happens is that the player has to come out of the game.
Now he's definitely hurting. Let's hope nothing's wrong with one of his fingers as Brandon Newman comes in for TJ with 5:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. Jones and Matu are both out there. Newman is the only non-starter in there for the Cardinals. But Newman would be starting on most teams. Beckles with it, top of the key against McCarthy with 4:30 left in the quarter. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Newman saw an opening, but Hartman put it up. There was good defense. And
wow, he's pushed right there.
And the official was right there, Rufus.
On top
that was
of
Miguel Gutierrez.
Waves it off. Boy, you talk about closing your eyes on that one and swallowing the whistle. The official definitely did it on that play. No other way to call it except exactly how everybody in this arena saw it.
He was shoved down, that's for sure, and the ball is tipped and stolen by Beckles. Here comes Delano. Delano on the 2-on-1 puts it up and in. It wasn't fouled by Kaplan, so they say. 9 points for Delano. So it's a 10-point lead again, 49-39. Fuller with it, goes baseline, runs into Matu, puts it up and in. And
Matu with the 3 fouls having to give ground.
Yeah, and Travis knew it. And Brandon Newman brings it across. Counting down to 3:30 left. Oh, the ball is stolen now by Trombley. As the pass was telegraphed. Oh, he blows the layup. McCarthy's there to put back the garbage. And now it's 49-43 with coming down to 3:15 left to go in the quarter, in the game.
And the Stampede, Lou, thinking they've still got maybe another run to get back in this game. Lawndale, it's important that they value each possession for the rest of the game.
White goes up for 3, just off the mark, and tracking it down is Buddha. Buddha gets it back out to Delano, who says, let's slow it down here as we're getting down inside of 3 minutes left to go. McCarthy on Delano. McCarthy wants to get the steal. Delano wants to get the bucket, puts it up, and gets a sweet kiss off the glass. Lawndale bench really going crazy now, Rufus.
And La Costa pushing the ball as quickly as they can.
And McCarthy going in, goes up and blows the layup, blocked away. McCarthy thought he got fouled there as Brandon Newman brings it across, and La Costa, LCC, thought they got fouled coming up.
Well, what they're seeing is that some of the calls that they're expecting to get, they're not getting, but you got to play through that. That's a part of the game. Right now, it looks like, though, one of the things that I've been preaching. Let's see if he does it.
Chris White goes baseline, puts it up too hard off the glass. It might have been tipped by Kaplan, taken away by Fuller. Back comes Travis, fakes the shot. No, that's Trombley, and he puts it out of bounds. And they say it went off of Jones, but he was not even 6 feet near the ball. Now a timeout taken by Chris Brownlee, a 30-second timeout. That's his second timeout they've taken.
Well, let's see what he marks this. Initially he said La Costa called it. Now he's saying timeout charge to La Costa.
Okay, so that should be the fourth one charged to Coach Kassaw. With 1:58 left. And you talk about whistles going the wrong way. I try to be impartial, Rufus, but I also try to call him like I see him.
Right, and you know, in a game you're going to see a lot of stuff. The only call I will say that really got my crawl was the push off up here. That was right in front of the official, and he didn't make it. But
Kaplan on Newman.
One call is rarely going to make a game one way or the other, and that one certainly isn't going to make this game.
1:58 left in the fourth, 51-43, Cardinals with the lead. Hartman with the ball. Now gets it to Kaplan against Matu.
Make him use the clock.
Twombly with it. He's going to bowl his way. Looked like he traveled, didn't. The ball is tipped around, and Twombly trying to get the ball. Now we have a loose ball
You
foul.
got to have a foul there. The official quickly steps in to separate him. Give him to Measy. We've criticized him before. I'm going to give him a lot of credit on that play for maintaining his cool. And that's the fourth foul on Twombly. Full court pressure
foul.
now being applied. Let's see. This is what they saw that Canyon Anaheim did at the full court pressure. And there he is picking up the dribble early. Now you can keep it out.
Eat time off the clock with 1:30 left in the fourth quarter. 51-43. Cardinals with the lead.
You don't want
White with a three-point shot.
Yes, no. Okay, Chris.
Yep. With 54-43, a three-point lead, 6 points, and now McCarthy misses it badly. Matu is almost taken down to the hardwood by Matt Hartman.
And that's nearly
intentional?
Well, let's see what they call. It was about as close as you're going to get to
They call
an
it a
intentional.
push, not a two-point reversal. Okay. 16 foul now on the Mavericks as Jones trying to help out with breaking the full court pressure, and they do by 1 second. So White says, I'll do it again. Gets his own rebound. Oh, John Jones gets it.
Put the ball out, please.
That's his fifth rebound. And a foul by Hartman on Delano Beckles with 55.2 left. And now it's bonus time for Delano Beckles and the Cardinals.
And boy, some of the Costa Maverick fans start to head for the exits with 55 seconds left and their team trailing by 11 at a score of 54-43.
First one's up and in for Delano. The 6'2 senior now with 12 points. It was 2 for 2 on Saturday against REV. Had 7 points and 2 rebounds against Grant.
And he's 4 for 4 tonight. And that makes it 56-43. And that should be just about enough.
I'm not going to say anything until the final buzzer, Rufus, as McCarthy's shot is blocked out of bounds with 50.7 seconds left and 31 seconds on their shot clock. Fuller, wide open three, but he throws it away after Shemezi was in his face.
Okay. 48 seconds on the game clock, 35. Let's see.
4-point possession, or a 4-possession game, and Jones is fouled.
And the real question right now, Lewis, what's the condition of TJ Johnson? Because one of the things that Lawndale needs on the floor right now is a third guard, clearly. The only 2 guards they've got on the floor, Brandon Newman and Delano Beckles.
Jones makes the first one, has just 3 points. And somewhere in the house is his coach for next year, Steve Fisher, before they go to play St. John's in the NCAAs.
Wow, and Buddha knocks down a pair.
How important are those free throws, Rufus?
They are large at all times, and now it's a 58-43 game with 40 seconds left.
And McCarthy with a 3. He has 22 points, Rufus, and that breaks a huge run by the Cardinals. And a timeout on the floor. 58-46 with 38.4 seconds left. And Rufus, the Cardinals went on an 8-0 run just now.
And here's what Coach has to find out. He has to find out what the condition of TJ is, because I just mentioned it. We're going to see it come into play again right here, right now. They're going to need a third guard. So let's go down to Karen.
Guys, that was a big shot for Lacosta's Tommy McCarthy, but Lacosta could be in trouble. He just picked up his 4th foul, so if he fouls one more time, he's out of the game and he won't be able to finish. Even though there's only 30 seconds left, that's still a lot of game, and they won't have his big shot if he commits another foul. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Karen, and let's hope that TJ is better with 38.4 left.
And he also has
Quincy Pinkert in his hip pocket. I think, boy, nearly thrown away again.
Now
Okay.
Shemezi has it. Let's see if he's going to go for the and
Basket's
one on
good.
a slam dunk. And Evan Kaplan says, I couldn't do anything with that one.
And you know what, though? I'm going to give Evan Kaplan a lot of credit because there are a lot of different things that he could have done that would have been very unsporting. You know, he took a swipe at him, didn't make it, didn't give the hard foul, the rough foul, the unnecessary foul, which could have caused this crowd to erupt on both sides. And so I give a lot of credit to Evan Kaplan on the play, even though he still fouled him.
Matu gets his own rebound after the miss. That's 9 rebounds, 28 seconds left. Now Beckles trying to hang on to it. Jones with it. Jones hangs on to it. Shot clock dark, 20 seconds left to go in this one. A 14-point lead, 60-46. Chris White with it. He's just going to hang on the ball. Chris Brownlee holding his hand up says no more. Puts up the white flag. Passes it across to Delano, one of the captains of this team. And he should be the one to put it in his pocket. 3 seconds left.
Don't shoot.
And now the Cardinals are going to move on to the Division II Regional Finals in Long Beach of the CIF State Championships presented by Farmers against either Compton or La Mirada with a 60-46 win over a very tough and experienced La Costa Canyon Maverick team.
Wow, but a team that they held in check throughout the course of the night. La Costa had the big third quarter just when, if you're a Lawndale fan, you're starting to get a little bit nervous at the goings because, boy, they clawed themselves to back within 6 with possession of the ball and a chance to cut it to 4. But Lawndale, and we talked about it, they learned their lesson from the other canyon. They held fort, and, boy, they come away with a victory, a huge victory. I said that this would be the toughest team of the 3 they played, and it was by far the toughest team that they played.
Absolutely right, and unconsolable out there is Brady Twombly, who ends a stellar career here at La Costa Canyon, and he had just 2 points. He usually scores 18.1, but I'm sure that his coach, Dave Cassaw, says, I want you to play defense tonight, big guy, and the lacrosse player did just that. He was a bull in a china closet for the Mavericks.
Well, he certainly was, and you know, I mean, again, their stars played like stars. McCarthy got going, although you got to credit the Lawndale defense for really not letting them explode on them. You know, they gave Travis Fuller. Travis Fuller's the other big scorer coming in, averaging 16 points a game. The guy that got shut down for the most part, by my count, and you tell me, is Twombly. Twombly averaged 18 coming into tonight's contest, only scored 2.
That's right, and 16 points for Travis Fuller, and that's his season average, like you said. And he got 9 rebounds as well. He averages 10, and the big man on campus was just that. And his final game before he goes off to the Ivy League to play for Brown. And Tommy McCarthy will pack his bags after a stellar career with 22 points and 5 rebounds, and he will take his bag of tricks in Blarney and pot of gold to Harvard.
Well, speaking of the Blarney, you got to say that tonight,
we have a
St. Patty,
a special hat.
Don't tell me somebody has absconded St. Patty from us. Okay, and we'll deal with that in a moment. But boy, you got to say, a huge St. Patty's Day reward for the Lawndale Cardinals as they come on the road. They make the 100-mile trip down here to Carlsbad, and they come away with the W.
Okay, if you'll just move out of my way, because the camera's there. You don't have to sit down. You can stand up. But just go side by side here. And so like you say, the luck of the Irish and the Cardinals are following the rainbow, that's for sure, all the way to the pyramid.
And a huge success for them. And now, all of a sudden, the Anaheim Canyon defeat, really, the sting of that starts to lessen so much more with the fact that they've run off 3 straight victories. Grant from LA City, Redlands East Valley, and now they've come down here to Carlsbad and beaten a very, very good. And this they can take pride in. They beat a championship ball club.
Let's go down to Karen. She's with Coach Brownlee.
Coach, another win. You guys just keep knocking them down. How are you guys doing it?
With defense right now, we're just playing really good defense. We just heard that La Mirada is up 12, so we're going to have to start preparing for them. We got some early film on them, and so I have to really go quickly and start preparing. They have two bigs just like we have. They lost to Compton at Compton and got their revenge tonight. So this was a big win, though, to come down here. They were open champions down here last year. They lost to La Mirada earlier in the year by 15. There's some people there that we know very well, so it's just going to be a war of attrition.
What do you think your guys did right tonight that enabled them to come out a winner tonight?
Defense. We played good defense on a good team. We did a platoon on Tommy McCarthy, who was a great player. He's a great player. He got his average, but we made him work for it. And we did a good job on the other two that averaged 18 and 19 a game. So just defense.
As the fourth quarter started to wind down,
Yes.
it looked like your guys got a little bit excited,
Yes.
the game could have swung out of control. What did you have to do to reel them back in?
We had to slow it down offensively to help our defense out because of the fact that I think that the Canyon deal was more about both defense and offense. We had to take care of the ball, and then we had to run offense and get it down low in the post or drive the lane. We didn't need to take long shots, even though one went really well for Chris. He's been working hard all year, coming at 6 in the morning all year long, the most. So I'm glad it went for him.
Well, you guys keep knocking them down. Good luck, and we'll see you next.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Karen. And, it's going to be don't know if we're going to have a long night or a short night here, Rufus, but, we should take a timeout here to add up the scores, and maybe, do you want to show off our Blarney hat tonight?
Well, they may as well get their first sneak preview at it. Then the point will be who, in fact, will be adorned with the tip of the hat tonight.
That's right. And we're going to find that out right after this.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship Yukon Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper. Good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
All right, it's time for the final scoring of tonight's game. A big win, 60-46 over the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon High School here in La Costa. Very hospitable people here, and want to thank all of them and their principal and athletic director and Coach Dave Kassoff for leading opening the doors for us and giving us actually a beautiful view of tonight's game.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for the scoring for the Mavericks. 22 points and 5 rebounds for Tommy McCarthy, who's headed for Harvard. And 2 rebounds for Matt Hartman, and boy, was he a thorn in the side on defense. And 2 points for Brady Twombly, who's headed off for Northern Arizona, and also had 4 rebounds and did a good job defensively all night, forced Shemezi Matu to go outside.
But he had to sacrifice his offensive game, which some might argue ultimately cost his team their effort.
Here we're gonna. Did Karen interview you? Okay, so why don't we interview you here, Buddha, real quick. So how does it feel to get out of here with a win?
Feels great. Feels great.
Okay, and did these guys give you any trouble down low, like number 24? It looks like he was forcing the game outside.
Yeah, he was just playing aggressive. That's what he does. So he was just playing aggressive. He's going.
And now it's on to the pyramid and take on either Compton or La Mirada.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, when they started to make their run, was there any thoughts about Anaheim Canyon? Because you came out of the locker room second half with a 16-point lead, and then saw it shrink to 6 with a possibility of it going to 4. What was going through the players' minds at that point?
Just keep our composure and keep playing hard. That's what we thought.
Okay, and that you certainly did, and obviously you get out of here with a big W on the road. I guess that'll make the ride back home a little more enjoyable.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll count on seeing you on Saturday at the Pyramid. Congratulations. All right.
Speaking of playing on Saturdays, did you see your future Coach Fisher here tonight?
He couldn't make it. I saw the assistant coach, Justin.
Okay.
So,
All right, so, well, it was good to see you anyway, getting the boards and contributing tonight to the big win, and off to the Pyramid we go.
yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
Have a good
Broderick's Buddha Jones, and he's getting on the bus, putting on the tunes, and maybe getting a slice of pizza. All right. And you, sir, are going to have to get out of our picture. All right. Thanks for Buddha Jones.
Right.
And
looks like Karen has a hit.
Okay,
I know
that's
you're
right.
wrapping up, but let's go down to Karen real quick, and we'll come back with the Lawndale scoring.
all right. All right, thank you very much, Karen. And to finish things off on the scoring, Evan Kaplan had 16 points, and 9 rebounds for Travis Fuller. For the Lawndale Cardinals, who improved to 23-11, by the way, the Mavericks end their season at 24-7. And, boy, that's nothing to be ashamed about, that's for sure. And T.J. Johnson had 7 points, 4 points and 5 rebounds for Broderick's Buddha Jones, our guest there, and 6 points. Check that, 5 points for Quincy Pinkard, 21 points and 9 rebounds for Shemezi Matu in a big game. Had a huge first half, and even a couple of three-pointers there. That's well, all the hair that's left on your head flew out of there. And 2 points for Brandon Newman and 2 rebounds, but good defensively all night long.
He was indeed, as usual.
And 2 points for DeAndre Snedeker and 4 rebounds. Those were huge rebounds by DeAndre, really wreaking havoc and asked to play defense tonight against some big shooters. 13 points for Delano Beckles, his usual night at the office, also 2 rebounds, and 2 big three-pointers for Chris White for 6 points. So Chris Brownlee's crew doing another good job tonight here in La Costa on the road.
Absolutely, and you know, again, as we talked about it, what we thought would be a very good game by La Costa was, and boy, they never quit either. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but Lawndale went into the locker room at halftime with a 19-point lead. This team didn't give up. They chipped away. At one point, they got it to 6 with the ball and a chance to cut it to 4. Never made it happen. Lawndale regrouped, as Buddha told us, just kept their composure. All right, and extended the lead back out, and they get away with a 14-point victory at 60-46.
Let's go back down to Karen.
Delano, you guys had such a big game tonight. How does it feel to come out the winner?
It feels great. It feels real great.
You were given the assignment of Tommy McCarthy. What were you feeling when you found out that that's who you were going to have to be responsible for tonight?
I showed no intimidation because I shut down big people before, and I know I could shut down him too. So I just came out and did it.
Well, we saw you. It was very impressive, but you have to be tired right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Now, after that big win on Saturday, what was practice like coming off of that big win Saturday to prepare for this week?
Well, we was basically trying to get everything right with details and everything so we could come out here and do what we had to do and get the win. That's what we did.
And why do you think your team was able to kind of come together and get another big win tonight?
They didn't want to give up another one. I know that for sure.
Well, congratulations. It was a great game.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Karen. And now it's time for what everybody waits for. It doesn't matter if that's a 14-point win going into the state finals or not. The player of the game and the tip of the hat are always huge. And the player of the game, who is your pick?
Hey, the big fella. I think it was a difference, boy. They started out slow, but once he got going and had the measure of these guys, again, his outside shot hit, but most importantly, inside he controlled the boards, and that's none other than number 4, the big guy, Chimizi Mitu. He's our player of the game.
Now, more importantly, not that player of the game isn't important, but we got this special St. Patrick's Day hat for the Tip of the Hat Award. And who is that going to go to?
Well, guess what? The Tip of the Hat Award winner is coming right here, right now, on cue.
All right. How about that? Here, let me take this.
All right.
And Delano Beckles, you are our St. Patrick's Day Tip of the Hat winner.
If you'll don that and turn right there to the
Turn
camera.
around right over there. There you go.
Folks, this is our Tip of the Hat Award winner for the night's contest, Delano Beckles. As Lou mentioned, 13 points on the night, but more importantly, played some great defense on Tommy McCarthy. Boy, the just all-conference, all-league, all-state guard that La Costa had. And big outing for Delano. We're going to take a minute and see if we can get an interview here with Delano, a couple of questions. But Delano, congratulations on being the Tip of the Hat Award winner for tonight's contest. Now you can, and I will allow you enjoy that one. But let's talk a little bit about. Let's talk for a moment, if you will, Delano, about what it was like. For the most part tonight, you were guarding McCarthy, and that obviously that was a challenge for you. How did you go about guarding him?
I just showed no intimidation. I shut down big guys before. I could come out here and shut down another one. I did that tonight.
Okay, and when, you guys were in control virtually the whole game, particularly after the half, but they did make a big run there in the third quarter to tighten it up a whole lot. At that point, what was the mindset of yourself and your teammates?
Just slow the ball down, get under control, and just play how we know how to play. Because we don't really have a good half-court offense, but we've been working on that, and it showed tonight that we've been working on it, so it's getting better,
So your reward is you're going to the Pyramid on Saturday. So you've had the Honda Center, now the Pyramid. How excited are you about that?
I'm very excited. Very excited.
All right.
Can't wait.
Well, again, congratulations, first of all, to the team on the victory tonight here on the road, and congratulations to you for winning for the umpteenth time, by the way, the Tip of the Hat Award. Delano Beckles fans, and did an outstanding job. Scored 13 points, by the way, but also did an outstanding job on the very, very good guard for La Costa Canyon, and that was Tommy McCarthy.
They call me Mini Gary Payton, the glove.
All right. You
That's
got
right.
it. Okay,
Hey,
so
how
that's
about
his nickname, the glove now. All
That's
right.
6'2"
Congratulations.
leprechaun, by the way. Yeah. I'm going to need that hat.
That's right. We have to take that back.
Sorry. All right. Well, thank you very much. All right. Mama Beckles likes my tie there. And Rufus, let's get out of here. What do you say?
All righty.
We'll put a bow on this one and put it up in the win column.
This is a dunner.
Okay, you're going to put the finger on there. There we go. Tie it up and put it up in the win column for 3, and there it goes. All right. Well, for Rufus Washington and Karen Brights, and for the 3-time Star Award-winning crew, we're going to the Pyramid, folks. The Cardinals are anyway, after the big 60-46 win over the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon. Until next time, so long.